which is incredibly awesome to look at. I mean, I mean, yeah, exactly. You know, it's if I had shoulders like his, no shirt would fit me. No shirts fit me right now, but you can't see it because it's all happening below the waistline, which is why nobody sees anything below my chest on camera. I feel like that's oh man, but we're trying. I'm trying to have that problem. I'm working out, but I'm approaching that age where it's like, if you want to get things, I have to push well beyond what I would have had to when I was like 16, 17, 18. Now it's like, okay, what I was doing at 16, 17, 18 and like in shape is now what I need to maintain the terrible body I have gained from neglect and years. Look, this is a new discovery for me, all right? I I also want to point out your build at 50, I still get nervous when I sneeze in the same room as you, Mike. You are. Hey, and that's the first mention of Heroclix as we go live this week. The new entrance music is us just rambling now. I've decided to just get rid of that YouTube stuff. It's more fun this way. Oh yeah, I got rid of that last week actually. In the middle of us talking, I was like, you know what? Screw the music. I'm done with it. I'm just done with it. um, yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm just in this weird place right now. But yeah, we're back this week on our bi-weekly schedule, though we might actually move back to weekly while the information for House of X starts to pour in. That's supposed to be due out December 9th. Another change, Mike's back! And of course we have Tom, who's been keeping me company in Mike's absence most of the time. Yeah, exactly. And it with this week being the beginning of Scott Porter's video train, we're going to spend a lot of time next Monday now talking about what he's shown us and what we know about House of X. So this week is going to feel a little light compared to next week, which is why we have more activities planned. But Mike, in his absence, has been part of the same 2v2 tournament that myself and Tom were part of. So he's going to regale us with his tales. And then we're going to watch Tom and Mike in action later on, playing with their teams. Right. We didn't change into that kind of channel. Just relax. We're still on YouTube. We are still on YouTube. The algorithm does not let that happen yet. YouTube comes full circle. It's like, all right, well, it's pirated shows and adult videos, and then they got rid of all of that, and then comes full circle, and we're back to that. Mike, how'd you do in the 2v2? Better than me and Tom.
object. Good times, and this Spider-Man kind of reminded me of that. And the idea of doing an attack on a whole crowd of people and doing whatever your actual damage is to each character just seemed like a really fun idea to do. Kind of like what Vulture does, only not doing multiple attacks to accomplish that same goal. I'm hoping to kind of get one big hit and take out a team or most of a team. So I sort of just started building around him. You need stuff to throw him up the map. You need stuff to boost his values. So some perplexers and a TK. So 1776, what a great figure. Everybody knows. Reducing actions is huge. He's got Spider-Man family. He's got perplex. He's got leadership. So already he's great to have on the team. Oh, wait a minute. He makes soldiers into Spider-Man family. Who is my most favorite recent soldier? Good old Super Skrull. So Super Skrull immediately came on the team, so I'm now already at 160 points, and it's just filling in now who can support that, who has more perplexes. I really wanted to get TK, and I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of points to spend on it. So what was funny is I was looking a lot at Leonardo da Venom because he happened to be a figure I actually pulled for my case. He reduces the range of Perplex on people. He comes for Perplex. He's got Outwit. And he makes scientists into Spider-Man family, which allowed me to then use Ultra Humanite at 25 points, who is fantastic as a TK option. He sidesteps to get into a better position. He's got willpower, so he's got 2 turns of TKing. 18 defense is still a pretty reasonable defense on a 25-point figure, so you're not immediately worried about him getting easily taken out. People forget about the other parts of his movement power, which is basically an 8-range mind control that sees through a whole bunch of terrain, which is a nice surprise.
Many people forget that. That's all I remember about him. I forget he has TK.
Yeah, no, I played solely as a TKer until later on in the game. That the idea is, okay, well, now that you're in here, he'll start to mind control you. But it's kind of not really come up yet because of the nature of the games. And as we've talked about before, the tournaments, we kind of only really get 4 rounds of play a lot of the time. So you don't really get to do much stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I had Leonardo on there to get Ultra Humanate on there. And now it's really just filling in the little bits of points. So Mary Jane Watson is great. Only 15 points. Autonomous. She makes paparazzi, which are great fun. Marvella, 15 points again. She's another Spider-Man family, a good barrier option, a good little taxi at times. So pretty much that was what formed the team. And then the other sort of gimmick to it in a way is putting the all-black sword on it and letting Spider-Man have the all-black. So now when he comes flying in on this hypersonic to attack a whole group of people, you don't get shape change, you don't get super senses. So in the right circumstances, he becomes a bit of a beast. I do have 2 perplexes, so I have been able to make his damage 5, and he's got a base 12 attack. So 12 for 5 on a crowd, you often get at least a couple of people. And a lot of people are playing these teams that are 5 to 8 figure teams that are built around, lots of support pieces. Emily's is a great example. She's got a Vulture team that's got all these support pieces. They stay together. So funnily enough, in the tournament, we were in Pod D. Emily and I, of course, practiced a lot against each other. And then my first round opponent was Jared. What's Jared's last name again? Sorry, I wrote it down here. Jared Lloyd. And he was playing a Vulture team. It was almost identical to Emily's because it had Vulture, it had Mr. Oz, it had Everett K. Ross, it had Wesley Crusher. Really, the differences were Proteus, Dark Phoenix, Magneto, and 1776. So he's keeping my actions to 3, which isn't really as big a deal for me. I don't need the 4 actions for my team so much. It's nice to have them. But everything else, I kind of already knew what to deal with. Emily and I, again, practiced so much. And this team isn't themed, whereas my team has got a +8. One of the things that happened in our playtesting was Emily was owning my team over and over again until we stumbled across Aunt Petunia's map. And I did a lot of, I don't know what's the right word. It's not cartography. Geometry. I did a lot of geometry on the map. of laying out lines of things for TKs through windows and where doors were. So doing a lot of that research ahead of time really helped that map become a perfect map for my team.
Even better,
having
that map, it's trigonometry, not just geometry.
Yeah, like honestly though, if you sit down with it and you really just you take a line of fire tool, you'd be amazed the ways you can kind of get around the map quickly with the right sidestep to TK to, windows are fun, man. Windows are fun. TKing through windows is a neat little trick, especially when you throw up a free barrier with Super Scroll in front of a doorway. It's like you can't come in, but I can come out. So yeah, I win map. I picked that map in my first matchup against Jared. Honestly, everything pretty much went the way that I thought it would. He got Vulture in, but I made it very limited on who he could attack in what order. With the Skrull team ability and half my team being wild cards, almost everybody has a shape change roll. Some of them it's a 4 to 6, others it's just a 6. But hey, it's fun. Mary Jane Watson loves rolling out on a 4 to 6. People get surprised by it. It's like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, she has Skrull and shape change top dial. So yeah, it's fun when you waste an attack on a 15-point figure who just says no. So I only lost I think I lost 50 points in his first attack. He killed 3 things and only took 50 points or whatever it was. Vulture was all the way in my area. 8 Vulture on that turn. Took out not Tricent. I took out, I think it was Dark Phoenix next, but I only ended up taking about 120 points out of his team, but it was pretty much what I expected. Vulture came in. He took some low-hanging fruit. The rest of my guys survived. I ate Vulture. I ate some more points. We ran out of time. My second game was against Richard Stanley. Richard had an interesting team. It was Immortal Hulk with the Herald dial, Wendigo, Dark Phoenix, Prime Batman, Valeria Von Doom, and another Spider-Man 1776. So he also had Influence Ring and the Spin Ring on the team. So pretty much, he's got a Power Cosmic Hulk to make him even more annoying. Spin Ring always ends up with Valeria so that she can do her whole jumping and moving and adjusting people and getting Perplexes in there. I won map again because it's non-theme team and I've got a +8. So it's pretty hard to lose map under those conditions, which is nice. I picked the same map again. Using Super Skrull's 1 square free barrier, I pretty much make Prime Batman do nothing for a whole bunch of turns because he just can't ever draw the line of fire because I'm using walls and windows and that fun stuff. It was low point scoring early on, and then I made a huge mistake at one point where I knew I wanted to throw up a barrier in front of a door because the next turn Immortal Hulk was just going to come running through the doorway. He doesn't destroy blocking terrain, which took me a while to remember because he's a Hulk, and I just kind of automatically assumed that he runs through walls.
I always think he does.
Yeah, so it was like, wait a minute, he does it. So I just was putting it up in front of a door. Well, I sidestepped Super Skrull into a position to allow Ultra Humanite to TK and misfigured it all out. And when I went to go put up the barrier, I couldn't see the spot I needed to put the barrier up to block the door. Mortal Hulk came running in and killed Ultra Humanite. He won the game by those 25 points. I had time to make up those points, but I made 3 turns of unsuccessful attacks on Batman Prime. And it wasn't because he rolled Shape Change or anything. I got rid of the Shape Change. I had a pretty solid attack. I just rolled 5s or less 3 turns in a row and couldn't get him. If I'd have hit him, I'd have got the 40 points. I'd have won the game by 15. Instead, I lost by the 25 that Ultra Humanite took. So could have gone either way, so I didn't feel so bad about the loss. More mad that, I knew that was going to happen. But it happens. It happens. This is part of the medium and why you have to play it more so you don't make those kind of little mistakes. And then my third round opponent, we also laughed because we each observed each other's games, myself and those other 2 B players, Jared and Richard, and we were all 1-1-1 against each other. So I beat Jared but lost to Richard, but Richard lost to Jarrett, and but lost to me. So we had all 1-1-1, and we all still had to face Matty G. So we were all joking about how great we're all going to be 1-2. We've just totally screwed up this pod. What's going to happen at the end? Well, yes, that is what happened at the end. Sorry to spoil my game with Matty G.
I hear he's pretty good at the game, so.
Yeah, he's pretty good. His team was a robot team. He actually had a +7 Spider-Man family team to my +8 Spider-Man family team. So he had Prime Magneto, Prime Mr. Sinister, Prime Sabretooth. Harold Dial was on Prime Sinister. Steampunk Penny, Low Point Superman, Cyclops Sentinel, and Brainiac. He won map, which was huge because I really needed to have places to hide, and I didn't. Because with the elevations and even with my barriers, he was still able to get Cyclops Sentinel into a place where he could shoot. He managed to shoot out a wall and got an attack on one of my guys and did the whole spread damage. What was funny was I was still in it. I, in fact, was up on points. Because he took some points from me, but I actually ended up taking like his Tri-Sentinel and something else, and I was actually up on points. And I made some paparazzi, and I didn't make them out far enough to keep Magneto back when he came running into Pulse Wave. So he was able to actually get Magneto close enough to me, basing the paparazzi, but still reaching my team with the Pulse Wave because he made his range like 7. He rolls, he misses, and I'm still like, whatever, even when he hits with this Pulse Wave, it's only going to be 1 damage to everybody. I'm still going to have people alive. I'm still up on points. Magneto's way up the map. I'm in a pretty good position. He rolls, he misses, he probs it, he crit hits. And not only does he crit hit, but he crit hits right with walls near me, with elevation changes near me. So what would have been 1 damage to my team turned into 2 to 3 damage to everybody on my team, which then killed some people, crippled some other people, and then that was it. So the game was way closer than what the final score really denoted. I think he got almost full points out of me, and I took like 70 points or something. It was so close until that crit hit. So I actually was feeling really good about how my team was doing against a bad map, against a great player like Matty G, who was doing great stuff. He commented on liking the team and stuff. So we managed to squeak through the pod. We finished 2nd overall, all because of Emily. Let's not forget that Emily played a Vulture team, and after losing to Lucas, she went like 300-0 in both her wins or whatever it was. She took max points in the other 2 games. So we finished 2nd in the pod. Lucas and Matty G went undefeated in the pod. They beat everybody, A and B players alike. So I think they finished actually, or they ended up 2nd ranked overall, or 1st or 2nd ranked overall after that. Not a surprise. So we then made it into the sort of the cutoff to shrink it down to 16 teams. And we were playing against, my opponent was Paul Waller, and I can't remember, it was Tyler, I don't remember Tyler's last name, was Emily's opponent. Paul, his team was Steve Rogers, Micron, welcome to the Avengers, Micron, Black Widow, Motorcycle Black Widow, Pepper Potts, and Captain Marvel. And then the Liar Ring. So 300 point +5 Avengers team. I was really happy it was not Chase Black Widow. Because Chase Black Widow is not good for me. It neuters Super Skrull a lot. It's not great for me. I'm worried. Motorcycle One.
To us all.
Yeah, right. Motorcycle One, much less worried. And again, it really was about winning map, and I won map, and I picked Aunt Petunias again because I can completely control the map. I have enough barrier to make it that they got to come around the long way. Paul didn't really. He wasn't sure kind of what I was doing with Spider-Man at first, so that allowed me to get to a place where, before he got attacks on me, I was just putting up the right barrier in front of windows so he couldn't do a hypersonic shoot through, or in front of a door so he couldn't come through. And I managed to slingshot Spider-Man in. He made an attack on Pepper Potts, Micron, Steve Rogers, and Black Widow. Paul used up 3 theme probs to make it that I only hit Micron and Pepper Potts. He eventually kind of had to give up on making me re-roll. So I killed Micron, I killed Pepper Potts. I took 75 points right there, which was great. And the nice part is, with Spider-Man in the garbage can, even if Spider-Man now dies, I only give up 10 points for the Spider-Man. So it's kind of worth it for the big gamble. Spider-Man didn't die. I have a lot of outwits, so he used an outwit. Leonardo da Venom carried Brainiac out. Brainiac outwitted Captain Marvel's movement power, which basically neuters her. I outwitted Hypersonic on Black Widow, basically neutering her. And it was just a lot of that kind of keep away play and just playing careful. I had another hypersonic attack on both Captain Marvel and Black Widow with Spider-Man and missed. And the map actually boned me on that one because I had to go just inside a doorway to make the attack and had no lines of fire for probs. So even though my whole team was in range for prob, that hurt. That was hurt. But I managed to squeak out the win at the end. He didn't actually get any points out of that. He was struggling a little bit as well with some tech issues. So some turns were taking a little bit longer, and he just didn't get enough attacks. And his dice weren't very great. So, I eked that out with the 75 points and nothing. So that puts us against PJ and Easton Brock. Whew. Yeah, wow. That's some big caliber there. And, Emily's already played her game against PJ, and unfortunately Emily lost. That Batman Prime, if he gets on the map he wants to be on, that's a tough one. So that's really what happened in that game. So now I got a bit of an uphill climb, needing to not only beat Easton, but I'm going to have to take 300 points and keep him to less than 65 points if we're going to move on. That's a pretty tough sell for. Yeah, it's a tall order. Thank you. That's the term. Against somebody like Easton. I've seen Easton play. I know the caliber player. He's not going to make mistakes. So really, I'm hoping for luck on the dice roll to win map, and maybe some past second place bad dice curses can hit him again, like some previous big tournaments. I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, though. But I'm having a good time, and thanks again to Gongaii for coming up with this tournament, creating the format. It's a fun way to build. I'm really enjoying having Emily as my partner, and really enjoying these games against my opponents. It's been a lot of fun.
I do love the open schedule tournaments, when you can actually make more arrangements and spend a different amount of time. And I can only play on this particular day at this time. It's like, yeah, that's fine. You don't have to set aside an entire weekend or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it, because I was finishing up a show and I was struggling to have time to play. I could only really play on the weekends. Yeah. And it's funny because of that, even though we haven't finished up our thing, there are players that are farther ahead in the bracket that are actually already playing their matchup games. So some of the top 4 teams have already been decided because their matchup in the bracket was already lined up. So they've already played their games. Yeah. So we're like 2 rounds behind in our little offshoot because of unfortunate some scheduling issues for myself and for Emily and some of the other players on our offshoot there. So, but it's nice that it works out that way, that it balances.
Yeah. Cool, awesome. Good luck with the next game. Hopefully, you get a little further on. We can talk about more of that later on in the week.
We're rooting for you.
Thanks, man.
Now, the next thing we're going to do before we get to the game is a new segment we're going to start just adding to the show, because when it comes down to it, there's not as much Heroclix going on as we'd like there to be. And as a result, we don't get to play as much Heroclix, but there are a lot of things that we can be doing aside from Heroclix that are what we could call Heroclix adjacent, because Heroclix doesn't, it involves superheroes, involves Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, involves pro wrestling, It involves all sorts of neat stuff and comic books and all that kind of stuff. So what we wanted to do is spend a couple minutes each week and talk about things we've been doing while we can't be playing Heroclix, which I thought was a great idea. And so each week, each of us is going to pick a new one and share with everybody what we're doing to the side. Now, initially, I was going to go with a board game, but brutally honest, I haven't played enough of it during the lockdown to actually kind of justify it. But what I have been playing is a video game that has an art style that is very comic bookish. And that game is Hades. Now, some may or may not be familiar with it. It is getting rave reviews right now. It is quite popular. The idea is you are Hades' son, Zagreus. And the game style is what's called a roguelike. Long story short, you die a lot, you start from the beginning, and you keep playing. But this type of game doesn't always work for, whatever game you're playing. It just feels like a tormenting game. What they've done for this is they've actually melded the story with the gameplay in this sense. As you're Hades' son trying to get out of Hades, and Hades is doing everything he can to stop you. So every time you die, it's like, ugh, you're going to have to do that all over again. Like, the character reflects on this. The developer is a company called Supergiant Games. They've made several other games that I have played. Bastion is one. It was the first game that had a narrator that actually narrated your actions and wasn't obnoxious about it, which was a pretty cool thing. And they're always really good with their storytelling elements when it comes down to it, and their music. Their head of music is a guy named Darren Korb, and they always put their soundtracks. You can get it on Spotify or out there. Fantastic soundtrack, fantastic gameplay, and an art style that, if you're into comic books, is right up your alley too. All the flashes of all the characters while they're chatting look like big splash pages on comic books. It's really beautiful, wonderful game that is worth your time, and is actually not like one of the $60 games. This is a $30 digital download game, so it's not going to break the bank. It's on PC, PS4, Xbox One, I think, and Steam. So like, if you have something, you can play it. I've been playing it on the Switch because I have a big family. I could just pull it off so I'm not taking up the TV so the kids can watch something. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Heroclix adjacent for the past little bit. And so check it out if you're interested. It's a thing you can be doing. And next week we'll have Mike talk about what he's been doing in the world of Heroclix adjacency. But with that said,
before you get onto it, I'm curious to know, because I think you can maybe explain this. So could Google, but I'm interested to know, so I'm assuming maybe the listeners are too. Why is that style called a roguelite? I've certainly heard it lots of times.
Yeah.
I don't know what that comes from.
So there's an old game called Rogue, and it is the first element of it is a game that is roguelike will have randomly generated levels, and when you die, you basically lose everything you gained through that progression. And it's a very grindy style of gameplay. Rogue originally was just you die, you lose everything, try again. But now there's a version called Rogue Lite where there's some progression where every time you die, you might gain something through the game. Get it, kiddo. So something I might do in one playthrough will carry on into the next playthrough and make my character better and better. And further playthroughs don't you don't find yourself kind of getting stuck in the first part of the game over and over again because you get to this boss, but you're so weak every time. Every time you play it, you pick up something, and the next time you get to that boss, it's a piece of cake. So then the next boss becomes the next problem. You grind a little through that, but then this first boss is like just a thing you don't worry about anymore. And it gets to a point where you're just like, okay, now I'm just racing to the back end. And in order to keep that interesting, Hades has really developed the story for that. So, you have a frustrated teenage or angsty teenager fighting against his dad to get out of the house, and his frustration is your frustration too. And you feel the grind kind of lessened by the fact that your character that you're playing is just with you, like, come on.
That's good. It sounds like a really fun way of melding the gameplay content with the gameplay style. So
I like any game that accepts the fact that I'm going to die a lot.
Yeah, well,
because I'm going to die a lot.
And the reason I do kind of want to bring it up on our HeroClix show, I was thinking about this while I was playing it. there's a lot of elements that make me think either somebody at the studio plays Heroclix in design, or it's a complete coincidence that a lot of the wording and a lot of the functionality that they've copied or that they have are very similar. For instance, when you are unable to take damage, most games you're invincible. In this one, you're impervious. Hold on a second. I've never heard it anywhere but Heroclix most of the time, or in comic books or science or whatever. And like there's a lot of knockback abilities that when you knock into walls, do more damage and then have other effects too. So knockback is a big element of this game too. So like it's very Heroclix feely as well. If you're familiar with Heroclix, a lot of the functions are going to be familiar to you.
Cool.
All right. So with that, I think now it's time to get back to the game of Heroclix and watch Mike and Tom duke it out with their 2v2 teams. So we're going to pull it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Now, Mike went over his team briefly, but you guys don't know this. The sound went out early on when we started the show. So the initial kind of lineup of your team may not have caught through. So, Mike, if you want to just kind of go over what your team was quickly without too much detail.
Do you want to step over to Roll20 so that you can highlight characters and things, or?
I guess so. Yeah, I can do the zoomy thing if you want. Oh, well, actually, Jason has to do it, right?
I assume Jason will be the one that starts sharing it.
Yeah,
I got it.
I
made a mistake.
So, utilizing what everybody does with all these chases out there, let's make a Spider-Man family team. So I have Super Rare Spider-Man at 60 points. I've got Super Skrull at 50 points. I've got Leonardo da Venom at his lower point, 60-point value. I've got Spider-Man 1776 at his lower 50-point value. I've got an Ultra Humanite at only 25 points. I've got Brainiac at 10 points. There's a bargain for sure. And then I've got some actual Spider-Man family people. Mary Jane Watson at 15 and Marvella at 15. And then filling out the 15 points on my team is the all black the Necro Sword, and that's it.
All right,
cool. Well, I can go over my team. I am playing a +5 Latverian themed team. It is built around our old friend God Emperor Doom, and he is joined by other members of his royal family, Sue Storm. This would be the Chase from the Fantastic Four set, as well as Valeria Von Doom. I think we all know what she does. Valeria Richards is also there, breaking Highlander or whatever. And we have a Doombot as well, mostly to round out points and to still make it a safe Latverian team. In addition to that, we've got 5 points spent on the Iceberg Lounge map bonus. Even with the fact that a Latverian map bonus would be free on this team, I just like the Iceberg Lounge so much that it felt like it was a worthwhile choice. We've got 5 points being spent on the Spin Ring, in addition to a standard light and heavy, and 5 points being spent on a WWE ring, which I really enjoy, especially with these lower theme teams. Like, it's funny to think we've been playing the game long enough to really see the expectations of theme swing in a number of different directions. We're not at one of the high points of the pendulum as far as extreme high themes right now, but there's plenty of them out there. And there are enough teams that have a higher theme that I, even with a +5, am expecting to lose more often than win, and the WWE ring is great for clearing space. Part of the concept, though, with this team is that because Sue Storm has the Form the New Fantastic Four effect, and both Valeria's, Richards, and Von Doom have the Fantastic Four keyword, then that gives me a pool of up to 170 points across 3 characters to do some rebuilding with as needed. So my sideline is primarily Fantastic Four options with a Prime Black Leopard, Franklin's, both the Richards and Von Doom variety, the SR Ghost Rider, a rare Human Torch, a Common Thing, which is an odd choice, but it's specifically there for a Vulture match. I can explain someday if anyone really cares. And the SR Wolverine, in addition to 1 Trouble Alert and 1 Troublemaker, those being the Samurai and Black Manta, respectively.
Yeah, I guess I should have mentioned my sideline. I of course have a Peter Parker on my sideline because I'm playing the garbage can with Spider-Man. I've got She-Venom and Iron Man on the sideline for Mary Jane Watson, should she perish. And then I had 6 spots left, so I threw, of course, some trouble alerts and 1 troublemaker. So I've got a Flash, Firestorm, Wonder Woman, Samurai, Apache Chief, and Lex Luthor. Though I have to say that the story about Apache Chief was an accident. I meant to put Grodd, and I don't know why in the world I wrote Apache Chief on my sheet instead of Grodd. Like, there's no connecting words. I don't know what happened at the moment.
Different set.
Like, I don't even know what to tell you. I somehow looked at the icon was so small on my screen when I was looking at Roll20 and I was copying over the team that I thought it was Apache Chief is my only explanation for why it's not Grodd. So for those who are wondering why the hell would I play Apache Chief, that's why. I am dumb.
You want to grow large.
Yeah, no. It was a large mistake. Grows larger every time.
All right. Well, I see no reason to stand on ceremony. Let's get rolling for map.
Well, I have a +8. That's exciting stuff.
I have a +5, so it's kind of like you have a +3. I rolled a 9, so
I need a
tie.
6 to tie. Oh, look at that! I get to pick
9
map.
and just win it.
Well, I made this joke every time in the tournament when facing people, and I'm going to make the same joke again because I enjoy her wheat cakes. We're going to go to Aunt Petunias.
Aunt Petunias!
She's the best substitute for Aunt May. Wheat cakes for those who actually read a Spider-Man book earlier than 10 years ago. Tom, would you like me to rotate the map or not?
I would not. I'm happy to start on this side.
Okay. So let me just lock it in, and you may place.
Brilliant, thank you.
And you will also get to place this J. Jonah Jameson pod.
Oh, thank you.
But you place him anywhere on the map. You place him before I place objects, but after we place our figures.
Place anywhere on the map, but objects come first. Alrighty.
Yes.
That's cool. All right then. I will place my guys first. So no sense trying to use them to disrupt your deployment. Then really wouldn't work that well anyway. We're gonna go there, and we're gonna go there. Need you to go there. No, sorry. We're staying on the team, so you there.
All right, so what I'm going to do is, if you're watching live, I'm going to open up the floor to questions now. We're going to kind of use the time in game to, and field questions as we go. But I'm going to also add a little extra time just in case we kind of get too deep into the questions. So we're going to say we'll set game time for like an hour and 20 maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Tom, is this a moment you shift, or do you actually put them on the map and then shift? Are you sticking with just left area?
No, I'm going to shift. So
okay.
Basically, it's the beginning of the game effect. You can sort of dictate order to some extent, though none of my guys are POG generators, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I will do it. I guess I can't remember whether to do it before or after I place objects. But anyway, I'll do it now. I am going to switch out. I'm going to go with sort of a traditional build here with Wolverine taking the place of Sue Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to have Franklin Richards take the place of Valeria Richards, sort of brother and sister tag out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to keep the rest of the team as is.
Got it. Okay, cool. I will admit I was hoping you'd put Black Leopard in just because I'm going to be facing. It's good to get practice in, but you've got to play what you think is right. Don't let me make you feel bad.
Yeah. Could be a tricky one with Black Leopard, I suspect.
Yeah, it's going to be very tricky.
You go here. The object goes there. Heavy object goes here. And ring going to go right here. There's no water on this map. No, of course not.
Nope.
And
Water for
didn't
you,
spill the
buddy.
soup today.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
She keeps a tidy house, mister.
Yeah, she runs a tight ship.
She sealed it up tight. Bum.
Is
You're
J. Jonah Jameson by chance autonomous?
Oh, let me triple check. I feel like he is. He is.
Yeah.
See, I gave you an extra action. You've got a perplex, but of course he can only use the perplex on himself or against opposing characters with Spider-Man family keyword, which of course is my whole team.
Yes, fair point.
And I will say this: you are the first person to not place him in my face. Seriously, everybody.
Yeah, felt like it.
Emily did it every time we practiced, and in every game so far, people have done it, and every time it hasn't mattered.
All right.
I'm fine to not. That's why I'm not relying on Valeria's placement roll to get the spin ring over.
Yeah, no, it's better because I just end up killing him with paparazzi in caps anyway. So
Right, exactly. What kind of a point?
fun time, right? All right, we're ready.
This way I can live longer to keep protecting my own
I
defense.
get the timer started, and while Michael is going through his first turn, our first
All right.
question comes from Marlon Scott, who wants to know: has anyone ever used a dice tower for your rolls when playing Clix? Personally, I haven't. 2 players at our local store when we play games have been using dice towers. I'm 50-50 on them. I'm fine with them as long as you keep them off the map. But they find their way on the map all the time because they're super bulky and take up a lot of space. And this game's already got enough real estate as it is. So personally, I don't use them, but I have seen them used. What about you, Tom?
I'm rolling leadership,
with all due
Okay.
respect. Yeah, go
and I'm rolling Ultra Humanite's trait. And
what's his trait?
so it's in Justice League. So if I roll a 6,
Oh, in
then I
Justice
can
League,
put a token on somebody of 100 points or less. And I'm picking Invisible Woman and the Thing for. I forgot to put the garbage can on the map. Sorry. And picking Invisible Woman and the Thing for my powers with Super Skrull, which that's what those little icons on the side did. TKing. Oh, sorry. We're going to perplex up Spider-Man's defense, I think. Yeah. And then I'm going to sidestep. So that's perplex with 1776. And then I'm going to sidestep with Super Skrull. And I'm going to put 1776 there. I'm going to TK the sword under Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man will equip it. So token for Ultra Humanite, token for Spider-Man. I am going to sidestep with Marvella, carrying Spider-Man. But sorry, I have to actually put Super Skrull there. Marvella sidesteps, bringing Spider-Man. Put Spider-Man there. Should perplex differently, but oh well. I'm going to perplex up Super Skrull's defense with Leonardo da Venom. I'm going to sidestep with Ultra Humanite. Actually, sorry. I'm going to put that perplex on Ultra Humanite. And then he'll sidestep to there. I'm going to make sure I don't forget to take a free action with each of my wild cards to copy Skrull. So 1776, Marvella, Mary Jane, and Spider-Man. All copy Super Skrull. And we are going to put up free barrier. 2, 3. Yeah, let's put it there. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, have you used a dice tower before while Tom is going through it?
I'm just thinking. I'll think it through, and then I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Kind of just punch through it.
Not really. I mean, I've tried a dice cup before, and I've tried a tray to try and keep my dice under wraps because my dice love to have this habit of like bouncing a good die off a table. It's like, oh, that was a crit hit. Oh, no, it's a crit miss. Why must you tease me? But I've never really been to the dice tower because it just seems a little much. It's a little unyielding, and already this game is a bit like, oh my god, I need a giant toolbox to carry all my stuff. So I've sort of shied away from it. But if someone else wants to use it, yeah, go for it. Whatever, as long as everybody agrees to it ahead of time and doesn't look like anything shady's going on, like it's dropping some extra dice out the bottom. Yeah, go for it.
So I'm going to start out with a roll of leadership from Valeria, just to see if I get to use outwit this turn with anybody. And as so often happens with me, my first dice roll of the turn takes a long time. For some reason, it's only ever the first one, but there you go. All right, so it was a 2, which was unsuccessful. I'm going to go ahead and give an autonomous action to Triple J. I'll remember to perplex up his own defense now because I'm not perplexing anything else. So up goes his own defense, and he will move 3 squares to this square, picking up the spin ring. He's going to then sidestep into this square. He'll drop the spin ring underneath Valeria, and Valeria will take an action to equip it. Some copy pasting, and then get some action tokens. There's an action token for Triple J, and there is an action token for Valeria. The seal is going to take an autonomous action to move 6 squares. Yeah, I'll save my perplexes for defense as much as it would be funny to just perplex up the seal's movement, but what the heck is he going to do? So he'll pick up the table and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into this square, holding the table. So I'll just put this up next to Valeria, but we know this to be a held object, not an equip. Not like you're going to equip a table anyway. All right, so I am 1 tokenable action down from my total of 3 for the turn. I'm going to roll for Valeria's placement effect. 6 is...
That's pretty great.
Big roll, further than I really want or need to go, if I'm being honest. But I never wanted to look the gift horse in the mouth. I will at least move a bit. Now, Spider-Man attacks adjacent characters, so the window in between would block that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Windows are blocking, doors are blocking.
Brilliant. Okay, so just for safety's sake, I will just choose discretion as the later part of valor and go to there. I'm going to have Valeria perplex up Doom's defense, and Doom will perplex up Valeria's defense, and because there's a Battle World character there, then it's +2 on Valeria and +1 on Doom. Is that clear enough? Make sense?
Sure. I'll check again if I actually go to...
Yeah.
He'll get there.
Yeah. All right. So then the Doom bot is going to do some carrying of Wolverine. He has an 8 movement. He is going to use not that much of it. He will go as far as this square, right? Oh, let's say here. Drop off a Wolverine here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his movement, and that'll give him an action token. And for the time being, I think that's going to be it for me. You can go ahead.
Okay, right, Tom, what's your go on the dice tower?
Yeah, I've never played with one. I've rarely ever played against anyone with them. Well, I don't particularly like them. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that I enjoy the tactile experience of holding and rolling dice. It's fun. Dice baskets and dice trays, I'm a big fan of. I always forget to bring one, but I like them, and they prevent the dice going all over the friggin' place. So when it comes to dice paraphernalia, give me a tray anytime, but I enjoy having them in my hand. And just dropping them down the tower, just, I don't know, there's something weird about it. It just doesn't feel right.
Leadership and Ultra Humanite. Yes. I'll give the token to Doombot and push him.
Alrighty.
And picking powers, I'll pick the same 2 again. So Invisible Woman and the Thing. I am going to Punch the wall with 1776.
4 scores and F this wall.
Hell yeah. Watch me do cool shit with this wall.
Watch me do me.
And the wall comes crumbling down. John Cougar Spider Camp. All right, so he punches the wall, and he gets a token, and it's exciting.
I was there.
Then I'm going to sidestep with Marvella carrying Spider-Man. Put Spider there. As you sidestep. This is always the hard stuff. Alright, she sidesteps there. Put Spider-Man there. Sorry. Perplexive Spider-Man's defense was 1776 before I sidestep with Marvella. Sidestep with Marvella, put Spider-Man. Marvella is going to put up a barrier. There. Second costed action. I'm going to sidestep with Super Scroll. Sorry, I'm not sidestepping 3. I just got to move them off the thing. So I can move them to the front. Not doing a Kenny Pena special. So sidestepping with...
Never forget.
And putting 1776 there. I'm going to free barrier with Super Scroll. I'm going to sidestep with Ultra Humanite. All these to fronts to back. He's going to sidestep into that square. Oh, sorry. Before he sidesteps, Leonardo da Venom is going to perplex up Ultra Human. Super Skrull's defense. Man, words are hard. Words are very hard. He's going to go to sidestep to there. Mary Jane is going to sidestep to there. And that's it.
All right.
Well, one correction.
And while Tom is planning out his turn, we have a question on Facebook from Mike Fedor. And rules question, Amber, check Jason's notes on this, please. So refresh my memory. Support works on giants and colossals as well, right? Yes, it does. I was actually just double checking. There's no standard character requirement for support. So as long as they're a friendly character, heal away. Heck, it even works on vehicles. Unless vehicles say that... I think vehicles might actually say they can't be supported, but... Either way, support can do it to giants and colossals.
I think there's just something weird with vehicles. Yeah. I don't know what it is exactly, but for some reason it's just something triggering memory. Yeah. 6 is probably that. So I don't think I'm just going to push for the sake of it. I think I'm interested to see what comes of this next turn from Mike. So I will start by rolling leadership with Valeria, since it's the only particularly relevant one at this juncture. And I wait for the dice roller to roll, as I so often do.
At least it's the leadership roll that takes this time.
No leaders. Fair enough. Not a big deal. I am going to go for a sidestep with Wolverine on top of this object, which I will now send to the back. And I will sidestep with Doombot, and I think I'll just carry Wolverine to there and drop off a Wolverine there. Let us sidestep with J. Jonah to here, and perplex up my own defense. Roll free move with Valeria. That's a 3. It's enough to get me where I want to go, which is right here. And let's have Valeria perplex up Doom's defense. Doom will perplex up Valeria's defense by 2. And I will clear everybody who has an action token, and I will call it your turn.
I may be confused on this one, Tom, but is the default for the Penguin's Lounge not just automatically the Emperor Penguin?
It should be an Emperor Penguin. I just put the wrong thing out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shenanigans!
You just get so used to the seal. I don't blame you. You want the seal to be the one.
Yeah, I'm actually the other way around. I'm so used to the Emperor Penguin.
Oh.
I even am quoting its stats. Let me actually make sure that I didn't do the wrong thing. I went one too far. Emperor Penguin should be there.
Shenanigans! All right.
Now I say I do declare.
So, leadership with 1776. Nope. Fine, he's not been a good leader. Ultra Humanite. Nope. And I'll pick same 2 powers with Super Skrull, I think. Yeah. He'll do that. Okay. Now. Oh, Tom, you just always do this to make it so tempting. Look at all these different things you could do, Mike. Come into my web.
That's right. Web of Spider-Man.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I wish it was a trap.
Now, you're lucky that Giant Reach doesn't work through a window.
Believe me, I did have to double check.
Yeah, I know, right? I double checked a while back because I was like, wait a minute, I have line of foot. No, it's not, because it's still blocking. Wolverine, pesky Wolverine, I could kill you, but you just don't really die. And how many turns does he go to the sideline for again?
Well, he goes on there with a 4, which means that it immediately goes to 3, 2, 1 on. So it's 4.
Yes, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So I'd have to do the 2 attacks to make that happen. And just kind of don't want to. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The best result is the lackadaisical. I just am not in the mood.
Right. 1, 2, 9. They also have super long dials. God Emperor Doom has 2 stop clicks, and Franklin just has a really stupid long dial. It's so funny when you look at it. He reminds me of God, who was it? Like old school Solomon Grundy.
Oh yeah.
He had super low values, and he just went forever. So really, it's Valeria, and even if I picked thing that, so maybe I do that.
Do.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate doo-doo.
Just want to throw that out.
I'm gonna perplex up Spider-Man's damage with 1776. I'm going to 1, 2.
You always
3,
picking the same with Super Skrull, by the way,
6.
until you say otherwise.
Oh, I'd already picked that.
Yeah.
I said that I was picking Invisible.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So you light there to be able to do those things. So it works. You can't be in the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there. Meaning Brainiac there. So costed action to have Leonardo to Venom move. Actually, sorry, he's got to be more forward. He also has to see Spider-Man. Or else, what's the bloody point?
Right.
Put Brainiac there. So, wrong color as well. It should be red. It's not Last turn, it's this turn. So that's one costed action fly to there. He is going to outwit the toughness on Wolverine, is all I see defensively. There's not a shape change or a super sentum missing. Oh, wait a minute. I don't care about that. I'm going to perplex up the damage on Spider-Man a second time with Leonardo da Venom. So it's a 12 to do 5. I'm not going to get probs, which is a little heartbreaking. It's a very good placement. Less.
Credit I don't deserve. But...
somebody else goes in. So, don't really think there's anybody else who wants to.
It's always nice when your opponent thinks that you're being smart. When you're just
right?
like,
This
might work. You get all this credit.
They're sitting there like, oh, you could do that, and you're sitting there thinking, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Spider-Man. Spider-Man's gonna hypersonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and attack both Doombot and Wolverine.
Alrighty. That would be a 17.
So
and an
12 on numbers. And I missed both.
That's correct.
Because all I needed was a 5. This is oh man, like this is what happens every time. I knew I did.
It'd be too easy.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 2 movement left, so I have to roll to break away, which I get.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna go 1, 2 to there. Gives him a token. Hurts a lot. I have 2 costed actions left. So I'm gonna... yeah, I can have you do that and... great. 6, you'll have to sidestep. So I'm going to sidestep with Ultra Humanite. I am going to TK to there. TK Super Scroll to there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Token. He will. Spider-Man will out. Wow, boy. Save it. If you sidestep to the. Yeah. He'll sidestep to here. He'll put everything into his damage from Close Combat Expert. And 11 on 7. And I got the 7 for 5 damage.
5 damage? All right.
And
you would have toughness earlier in the turn, did you?
I did, yes.
Straight to Clix 6 he goes. Any knockback there? I guess I would ignore it, so never mind.
So you're on Clix 6, so I'm going to make sure that Spider-Man outwits your regen, and Brainiac outwits your flurry. And going to sidestep with Marvella to here. She can't carry because she had a token, so she's not a flyer. Oh, Mary Jane, you should sidestep too. So Mary Jane will sidestep to the stupid vert of the front thing. She's sidestepping onto that. And that's it. Not really what I... or that's for sure.
Nope, I feel you. Okay.
Tom, give us your beginning of the turn actions. That I have another question in the chat to address to give you time.
Yeah, I need to think about it. So let's start with leadership from Valeria. I'm just waiting on the dice roller. That'll likely be my only beginning of turn action because Doom's leadership doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So it's really just, do I get to give somebody outwit? And I do. I think Valeria will give Outwit to 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Let's say I'll give Outwit to herself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it to Doom. There's an outside chance I might want to do something with Doom this turn, so I'll hedge my bets and go on that. Okay, let me think about it. You go ahead with your question.
All right, so in Sleepy Cat Zero in the chat, he has a question. Doom 2099's -7, the title character, his -7 ability, One Nation Under Doom. How does it work? If an opposing character tried to move and the D6 roll is successful, and then that same opposing character tries to use a power, can I roll the D6 again? Now, the way the power is worded is it says the first time each turn a character would be given a close range move or power action, you may roll a D6, and on a 3 to 6, that character can't be given that type of action this turn. So, the way I'm reading it, and if I was a judge, this is how I would judge. I would rule it, is that yes, you'd be rolling it each time for each different type of action. And yeah, so it's a -7. It makes sense in the way and in the way it's worded because of it's the first time each of those types of actions would be taken, as opposed to it's saying if the first time a character is giving an action that is one of these types of actions. That's how I would say that's where it would be limited, but because it says the first time it gives a character is given any of those types of actions, I would rule it as such that each time that a character, the first time each time they're trying that type of ability, you get to roll it. So it's pretty strong. I've seen it in action. I've done it myself actually, and sometimes just the one move, the one thing that your opponent's trying to do, they just look at you and go, "I wanted to do that. Why did you take it away?" It's worse than Faust. Are we still buying you some more time there, Tom?
No, I mean I can't wait forever. So
Okay.
it's not. I don't have a great date. Pretty sure I am. Okay, let's sidestep with Valeria to here. Valeria is going to perplex up Doom's damage, and Doom is going to perplex up his own damage.
Okay.
I'm going to TK Doom. I just need to figure out the target square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, right? Okay, good. TK Doom to that square with Valeria. That is action that counts towards my total number 1. Doom is going to Running Shot Pulse Wave into this square, single target on Spider-Man.
Yep, because the window.
Yep. So he's going 12 on 17.
Yep.
Needs a 5, rolls a 5. Thank God for J. Jonah.
Okay.
So that would be for 6.
Okay. So trash cans, so you get 10 points.
Thank you.
Yes, Pulse Wave does not get around it.
I wouldn't expect so.
No, but did you perplex down the defense?
Yeah, I did.
Then you're still using the printed defense when you're pulse waving.
Even though the perplexer is not in the target?
It's actually part of the word pulse wave. Make a range attack target. All characters, at least one, must be posing within range and line of fire using their printed defense values.
Okay.
Oh,
so you have to prob your own roll.
I sure do. Yeah. All right, let's do that.
Oh my goodness! It's only fair.
You guys mind hitting each other?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
If it doesn't bother you too much, do you mind if I take my perplex back, knowing that to be the case?
Hell no! Yeah, go for it. You can have your perplex.
Thank you. I'll perplex down, let's say, damage on Spider-Man.
Okay.
Okay.
Parker,
so,
do less damage.
Yeah, that was a no good. Let us see what we can do next. Do anything with you? Well, I could do something. It's not relevant. And I don't really want to waste your time, so instead I will spin ring Franklin to here. Actually, I haven't done my free move with Valeria yet, so in fact I will... this is hard to say exactly what I want to do. Kind of want to vote further. I can spin ring you to there. That's the best case. Okay, let's roll free move with Valeria. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Already sidestepped. So that's not so bad. I will do that. Move my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free move to there, and then spin ring Wolverine to there, and then let's go for a close combat attack, targeting or attempting to target, I should say, Spider-Man.
Well, isn't your Wolverine on?
Yeah, he is on Battle Fury, so
yeah, it's Battle Fury.
Yeah, so he will be able to make the attack. It's just whether
Yep.
it's super sensitive. Okay, so yeah, 12 on 18.
Wow,
that's a big miss.
Jesus.
I'll use the rings reroll. Miss again.
Jesus.
Well, I think that's about all I want to do with my awesome turn.
You sure you don't want that Plex down defense back down?
Wow.
Oh God, not a great turn. Okay, that's all I can do. I will turn it over to you.
2, 5. So yeah, that. Also, that. All right. Well, let's roll. Wow, I'm really surprised. I have way more stuff on the map than I thought I'd have on my turn. So let's roll leadership. It's less useful, but Ultra Humanite's power would be very cool right now. No, that's okay. Can't be greedy. All right. So
I don't score this trash can, remember? So put it back wherever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's back down there. Crazy stuff. It's not prepared for any of that. Okay, so Doom vulnerability. So I need to do 4 damage, but it's only a 17. It does have prob. Power Cosmic, of course. I can't outwit him. So
you'd probably have turned off your Necro Sword, but forgot to do so. So.
What order to do this? Well, she's got to get out of the way, right? So I'm going to sidestep with Marvella to there. The sidestep with Ultra Humanite to there. Let me rethink that. So I'm going to use Leonardo's Perplex on damage on 1776, and then I'm going to use 1776's Perplex on his own attack. Then I'm going to sidestep Marvella. Then I'm going to sidestep Ultra Humanite. I'm going to TK 1776 to there with Ultra Humanite. I'm going to... Oh, I could have grabbed the object instead to get the bonus to damage. Oh, well. Maybe Tom will let me change that Perplex because I let him change the Perplex.
Oh, yeah, so nicely.
Yes, thank you. So I'm putting both Perplexes onto his attack. He's going to charge with the object on Doom. So what do I have? 13 attack? 13 on 17. I need a 4 to do 4. And I hit.
Let's see. I'm not gonna prob. I will save myself to theme prob later if I need to.
Okay, so you hit your first stop click.
Yeah.
I did successfully hit, so I am going to roll call in help from the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
3 to 6, get it. I'm going to place Leonardo da Venom right there.
Okay, a placement option.
Does have Spider-Man family, right? Yeah. Otherwise, Mike's got some theme.
Oh, the problem is if no other character has been placed this turn, I didn't clue into the fact
TK
that
is placement.
TK is placement. So unfortunately, but the nice part is
thanks to Jason, I remember that power now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can still charge Flurry on you, thankfully. But it was much cooler to think that I'd be able to just port next to you and Flurry on you. but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there really isn't anybody else to come out. So, yeah, he's just going to charge Flurry to there. What
He's
is
gonna
my
get there on his own
printed?
anyway.
Yeah. I only do 2 damage, but you are on toughness, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not going to worry about rolling blades and boning myself by rolling 1s 2 times in a row.
Right.
But let's first actually hit you. So 11 on numbers.
Yes,
That
15.
hits.
Yep. Let's do his last click.
And then second attack. That misses because you have an 18. I'm going to theme prob that with 1776.
Mhm.
So remember, I've used 1. I'll change my counter after. So rolling again, I do hit.
And I will, of course, theme prob that with Doom.
Yeah, and I hit again.
And he's dead.
My Lord
So
Doom!
second took for him.
Tom,
I
what have you done
used-
to our master?
Sorry? Hey, if you hadn't reread Pulse Wave, then we wouldn't be in this situation.
Hey man, if you would have read False Wave in the first place, you wouldn't
Good
have
point.
done Perplex down the defense.
Well, to be fair,
I would have still
Spider-Man
probably
hasn't. Well, Spider-Man hasn't done anything, right? So
No, you're fine. I would have still probably done the same move.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Okay, so that's 3 costed actions. So I have 1 more costed action left, which is a tough choice right now. I think I'm going to actually have not Ultra Humanite. Why do I keep saying Ultra Humanite? Brainiac. What's Brainiac's printed damage? He's actually the only figure I don't have
2, I
the
think.
card of. And Wolverine is on his second last click with a naked defense, right? So
Correct.
why don't I just have Brainiac shoot at Wolverine? Now, you get the prob on any attack? No, when you're attacking in the ring.
No. Yeah, it's range attacks outside the ring to inside I could reroll, and anytime I'm in the ring I can
Got it.
reroll. But as long as
So
you attack
you
from
won't
within
be-
the side,
Yeah, so Brainiac will
Stay
shoot
inside.
at Wolverine. Yeah, Brainiac will shoot at Wolverine. Just straight damage. 11 on 16. I need a 5. I miss. Hilarious. I will give Marvella theme prob. So now I go down to 3. Zoop. And a hit.
I will take care of it. He will go to the side, and I will give him a little 4. I'll just copy my scatter.
I'm going to sidestep with Super Skrull, and then Super Skrull's going to put up a free barrier right there. And Spider-Man is going to outwit J. Jonah James' Perplex power. I'm going to use Brainiac's outwit to outwit sidestep on J. Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
And I'm going to sidestep Mary Jane. And then Mary Jane go to 5, 6, 7, right? She's got. And that's it. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, let's roll leadership with Valeria.
I'll get that wall crawler. Parker!
Partner!
Parker!
Yeah,
Give me those
just
pictures!
Roll a dice. Any dice is good. Okay. Didn't get it. Alright, just give me a second and I will ponder my my fate.
Not much going on in the chat. I'm still currently trying to imagine Scott Porter putting that shirt on.
It looked like a battle. There was a battle. That shirt lost. Or won, depending upon your perspective.
I wonder if he somehow inherited Macho Man's baby oil supply.
Oh, yeah! Freak out! Freak out!
So, there's an HBO documentary on Andre the Giant, and it has this great moment where Hulk Hogan's reciting we're gonna go on loosely remembering a story about Andre the Giant being in the room and yelling at at Savage for wearing too much baby oil. No, too much baby oil. Get out.
Get out.
I'm mesmerized, but shocked as well, and jealous. Just trying to cover for Tom's thought process.
No, it makes sense. Always cover for me if you can.
Where are we for time? Oh, still lots to go. I was really hoping there'd be lots of questions while we went through this.
The way it's going, I suspect it might play out. Well, definitely I'm going to remove a token from Wolverine. That's kind of a given.
Yeah, well, we're still at that beginning of the turn part of things, right?
I'm in. And what? I need... Difficult.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, I don't have a lot of really good ideas. Do that. So my best case scenario is trying to get basically either X or a thing, an invisible woman. I mean, still no justice. One can do. You there. There. Alright, well, I guess it's better to try to do one thing well than it is to do several things poorly.
Sure.
So that's 5, 7, 8, 9 would be to there. 1, 2, 3. And that. And he tries to do something. So that's 1. Let's call that 2. And the third, which I am as yet unfamiliar with. Okay, well, let's see if this wants to work. We want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Could be as far as that. I don't need to go quite that far. I just need to be able to keep my line of sight. That's 1, 2, 3. I think my chosen powers with Richards, Franklin Richards, this turn will be hypersonic speed, slingshot. I think it's called. It's basically the knockback, choose the direction, and make a free attack, and summon you knocked back power. And the way last turn went, I'm going to say prob. Okay, so let's start with hypersonic speed from Franklin. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can make the attack from 8. See what happens, and then go back. So I guess what it really comes down to is I really would like to stay in the game. I need you to miss super senses, or I just need to get the roll.
Mike's not known for those types of favors, just as a heads up.
I know.
Least not
3, 6, 8. I'm going to go to here with Franklin, hypersonic speed ding, and make an attack against 1776.
Okay, so shape change on a 6.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Point. All right, let's try Venom then.
Shape change on a 5 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Sorry.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Do people want to see this?
There's only been one complaint in the chat, but
yeah. Okay, well, I guess I'll finish my hypersonic speed by going back 1, and let's go to red token. Let us just at this point, I'm grasping for straws. Let me remind myself of what Devenom is like after that's good enough, and I've got a diagonal there. So malaria, I think.
Mike, Emily's in the chat saying you better have these kinds of rolls tomorrow.
I know. I'm using them all up now. Way to go, Tom.
I know. What a waste. What a waste of otherwise good rolls. And I should probably remember this would
Tom's
be
in
important.
Easton's payroll. Although he's a college kid, so I don't know how much pay that is.
Not enough. 2 damage is not going to be enough to take you out. So I think I can get a diagonal at Venom from there. I can go there. Go for a 3. Wouldn't work. For a 3 would work. Let's perplex up my damage with Valeria. Sidestep to here. Push to attempt to attack.
Isn't there a wall there?
Is there? Oh,
there's a
yes,
wall in the blocking.
Sorry, I mistake. Let's go
That's
to
okay.
here then, and go attempt to attack Von. What is it? Venom.
Leonardo da Venom.
That guy.
Okay, 5 to 6. Got it.
Let's try to attack 76.
Didn't get it.
Hey, he finally failed.
Well, missed anyway. I'm just waiting for my dice roller. You've actually rolled so many now that it's forgotten it's my turn. Come on. Okay.
Wow.
Missed.
Oh my
With
God.
Franklin. It's probably still a miss, but I can't remember. I think it is.
I have an 18.
Yeah, so that would be a miss. So I will just kind of use the spin ring to place you there and deal you a penetrating damage. I will also take a damage with Valeria. Just go to click 23. She goes to click 2. Let's have the Doombot roll to attempt to break away. Sidestep, I guess I should have mentioned. That would be a miss. So he will just try to take a swing at Super Scroll, looking for a crit.
Shape change on a 4 to 6. Got it.
Would be nothing. So I will take a token, and Jonah will clear. I'll turn it over to you.
Shape change completely Fausted Tom's turn away.
Yeah, right.
I know.
All right.
All of them.
Leadership with
Please, kids, please nerf shape change.
Man.
Did it roll? I don't know if it actually rolled. Leadership? No. Okay. So missed. And then Ultra Humanite. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
yeah, let's give it to Doombot.
Franco takes 2.
And let's give it to Doombot to kill the Doombot.
Jesus.
Okay. Well, we are going to...
Tom, I think it was our teams.
I'm going to perplex down Valeria's defense.
Very possible.
With 1776. I'm going to perplex up Spider-Man's attack with Leonardo da Venom. I am going to roll to break away Hypersonic. But before I do that, I'm actually going to... picking the same powers. I'm going to sidestep with Super Scroll to there, bringing Mary Jane. Actually, I don't have to bring her because she'll be able to see him there. Just leave her there.
You'll be able to see. Okay.
Yeah. Hypersonic roll to break away. Good. 1, 2, 3 to there. So 13 on...
Down to a 17 now.
13 on 17. Right? I used to perplex down your defense and up my...
Oh, are you down my defense? Sorry, I must have missed that. 16 then.
Yeah, it was 1776 went it down and
right, okay.
Leonardo put up. Because you've already gone down a click, so 3 kills you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So 13 on 16 then. And I hit.
Work.
All right,
So
Franklin,
that
it's
was
all on you, bro.
1, 2, 3.
Although one wonders why I pushed when I was close enough to Franklin
4,
Richards that I
5,
didn't need to.
6, 7,
Yeah, you had yours in
Maybe I
before.
should leave. I had Power Cosmic, yeah. I
9.
forgot again.
You not sleeping well there, Tom?
I haven't been thinking about Heroclix in a while.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's only going to do 3 damage, but I don't know. Sure, why not? Charge.
Gotta get to the 11 anyway.
2, 3, 4. So there.
Have you only lost the 1 token on the Wolverine there, or should you be at like 2?
I don't know.
It's only the 1.
Oh wow.
So you're down to click 3, so you got a 17 defense. So I need a 6, and I hit.
I'll prob it.
Yep, and I miss. I knew I'd miss on the prob. That's how that goes.
That's why you choose prob.
Let's push Mary Jane to roll for paparazzi. So that's an autonomous action. She'll go to click 2.
Isn't she willpower on her first click?
Is she really? Have I been playing her wrong that whole time?
She's ESD.
No. It's I was gonna say, come on, that would make her
willpower
sober.
Okay.
Yeah, it's similar.
So I only get to make 1 pupper.
Shucks. Just 1 character.
Put the paparazzi there.
More's the pity, as they say.
The paparazzi will try and incap Franklin. So it's a 17. I've got a 10, right? Paparazzi. So
That's what I count.
7. I miss. I'm actually going to use Super Scroll.
With theme probs, I take it? You kind of cut it for a second.
Yeah, I'm using a theme prob with Super Scroll. Hit.
Okay.
Give a token and push Franklin, perhaps.
You still got Power Cosmic.
Yeah, okay. Red.
You have to check to make sure you're paying attention, right?
1 costed, 2 costed actions. 2, 4. I could there, and free incap. Yeah, why not? So phase teleport squares to there with Brainiac and cap. You'll get the hindering, so 11, 18. Crit miss. I will use it. Rob. Ooh, with pushing Marvel on.
Worth it.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. You don't want to kill yourself to do a incap.
And I hit. So it's 1 penetrating. And I will outwit the perplex power of J. Jonah Jameson with Brainiac.
Okay.
I will clear 7, 6. Clear Ardo. Clear Ultra Human. Is your go.
All right. Well, remove a token from Wolverine. And let's see.
Oh, Spider-Man's also going to outwit Sidestep. Like, I can.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
Let's try to break away to move with J. Jonah. He doesn't have any damage, right? Like, he can't attack.
No, he has a 0 damage.
Waiting on my dice roller. 5, which I think is a success, although you can prob me if you'd like.
Well, yeah, I'm not probbing you, no.
Okay. So let's go moving to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to stop, so I will stop there. And we'll go with Brown round this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Emperor Penguin. Waddle over to here. And as for Frankie, yeah, I might as well take something on the defensive side. Let's go with the old trifecta: invincible, shape change, and super senses.
Invincible, shape change, super senses. Okay.
Roll for it. Take a damage, and here, over to you.
Okay.
For all of the tokens. Come on, Frank.
All right. Let's roll leadership, and then in Justice League, and then picking powers. I'll pick the same 2 powers, Invisible Woman and the Thing. I'm going to sidestep with Ultra Humanite to there. I'm going to take a costed action with him to TK Spider-Man up to there. I'm going to... So Franklin has got Invincible. He's on...
It's the only thing that matters for you.
And he's on Click 5 now?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so... Only be able to do 3 max after... 2, 3... That's still good. So I'm going to perplex up Spider-Man's damage with Leonardo da Venom. Leonardo da Venom is going to charge Flurry to there. Let me just triple check on my buddy. Leonardo da Venom 11, yeah. So he's going to have to roll blades every time. So 11 on...
Will I get shape change on this?
Oh, you have shape change?
Yeah, it's my shape change, super senses, and invincible were the 3.
Got it. That was the 3. Okay, so roll your shape change.
Okay.
Nope.
That doesn't work.
So flurrying, I hit. Blades does nothing. Second attack, roll your shape change.
Invincible.
I hit. Blades, do 1.
Yep, senses, nothing. 1.
So
Dice.
Blue this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1776 is going to perplex up Spider-Man's damage. Spider-Man is going to hypersonic. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 to there. You don't get to roll shape change or sword.
You don't have to remind me.
I just like reminding you. So 12 on numbers.
17, yeah.
Oof, that hurt. So we're going to use my last theme with 1776. So no more theme probs. Well, that's even better. So 6 damage. Yeah. So you take the 3 after.
Max of 3. Yeah. I would love to be able to theme prob it, but for anyone checking at home, Franklin Richards does not have the Latveria keyword, so he cannot, in fact, take theme probs.
So, yeah, it puts him on click 9. Doesn't kill him, though. Isn't any space yet. Which is a little bit sad. That's what happens. I'm going to... They don't do any damage, right? There's 0.
Yeah, paparazzi.
You can't get over there.
Are you keeping Spider-Man there, by the way? And also take...
Oh, yeah, that's right. I can move Spider-Man. He was there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. For sure, I'm rolling to break away. Get it. 8, 9. Back to there. Wish I could outwit you, but I can't.
Sorry.
And yeah, I guess I'm going to have 1776 charge.
Okay.
I'm on click 2, so I don't. So 3. Oh no, I don't have charge. I have sidestep.
Yeah, I didn't.
Sidestep. So it's 10. Yeah, what do you got? Like
Were
a
you able
19?
to? Were you in Click? Okay, I was trying to remember which square you.
I'm on Click 2, and I was here.
Okay, great. Sidestep works then.
I just was lucky I was
I'm down to. Yeah, I'm down to a 16 now defensively.
16.
Although I still have my shape change and all that stuff.
Yeah, and you still have Invincible, which is tough. So, but I mean, I gotta try these. Go for it. Roll your shape change.
All right, it works.
Nice one.
Revenge.
So he's token. I'm going to have Paparazzi attempt to incap you.
All right, shape change works.
Okay, so he dies.
My camera.
If he dies,
And I'm going to. Not that it matters, but I'll roll the breakaway sidestep. And I get it. And he's going to. Two. Okay, I get to clear super. I get to clear Brainiac, clear Jane, to Vela, who actually can roll breakaway sides. Got it. 2 to there. And Spider-Man is going to outwit J. Jonah Jameson's Plex power, because I can see him through the. And Brainiac is going to outwit Sidestep on J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay. Well, Wolverine goes down to 1. Let's see. What's 1, 2, 3, and you are on 2, 1. So we're gonna choose regeneration, invincible, and let's say super senses. Give myself an action to use regeneration. For 3.
Nice.
Click 6. That is an action token for him, and that is also all I can do. I should. Okay, I don't know when I should have cleared that Emperor Penguin, so I'll just clear him now in case I haven't missed something. Clear Jonah as well, and roll for Franklin right back where he was. And it's over to you.
Okay. So Franklin is back onto Click 6. 2, 3.
Click 9. He was on 6, but then I rolled another 5, so he's on 9 again.
Oh, he's on 9. 2. So really, 1, 2, 3 kills him. So I need to do 5 damage, which is totally doable. So I'm going to roll leadership first with 1776. Yeah, because it's a trait. Leadership. I get it. Let's take it off of Leonardo. I'm gonna roll Injustice League. Don't get it. And picking powers, I'll pick the same Invisible Woman and Thing. I'm going to perplex down Franklin's defense twice. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, that's right. Sorry. Perplex down Franklin's defense twice with my friends Leonardo and 1776. I so wish I could outwit you.
76 doesn't have perplex anymore.
Oh, he lost it. Sorry about that. So I can only perplex you down 1 time. I so wish I could outwit you, but I can't because you have power cosmic, right? Stupid.
That's correct.
Friendly characters. Yeah, all of them. He's a friendly character within 4. So sidestepping with Super Skrull to there, putting everything from Close Combat Expert into damage. You don't have shape change, but you have super senses.
That's all I'm hoping for. Otherwise,
right? Because you picked invincible, you picked super senses, and you picked regen. Okay. Whew. All right, 11. Well, I mean, I could still miss.
Yeah, no,
it's an 11 on what? 15.
In this game, stranger things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You don't get to roll super senses. Holy cow.
All right, well, that's game then.
Good hit. Wow. Yeah, good game.
Yeah, good
Who
game.
knew?
Yeah, wacky game.
Yeah, a couple of
Yeah.
wacky dice. That was a wacky game.
There's a lot of missed attacks in that. That one turn of just
Really?
shape changing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
right.
it was hoping for one prob to be enough to get the. I thought it would. It's one of those weird things. Like it is a very Heroclix thing that had a. I didn't actually know the fact that Pulse Wave worked that way. That you can't perplex down. Otherwise, there was a way that I could have positioned Valeria to be able to use prob on Doom's attack without being in the Pulse Wave herself. It was a specific square I had to be to, but I worked it out, but thought it was a bit excessive when I only needed a 5. One of those things.
No, I know the feeling, right? Like it happens so often in this game. All I needed when Spider-Man came in was at least a 5 to at least hit the Doombot and make it something, and roll the 4. It's like you just know that feeling's coming when you're like, man, I don't get to re-roll this roll. Oh,
Absolutely.
man. Brutal feeling.
Anyway.
Well, thank you for the game.
Anytime. Good fun.
It's a good time. And, of course, that put us through all the questions. So, with that, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to mention, let's call it and say thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mike, for watching. Thank you guys for watching live. Thank you guys for watching in the archives. Thanks to our friends over at MajesticCCG.com. Check out the Apex Insiders, your one-stop source for all things HeroClix. We're heading into that last stretch of House of X, and there's still online tournaments going on. You saw us play on Roll20, so there's ways to play the game. So don't get too down on that as things get a little bit crazy. So when it comes down to it, get some games in on Roll20 and get that practice, because practice will make your teams better. Have a good night, everybody.